What concerns you about this country right now? If there's one thing that keeps you up at night, what is it?
I think, for me, one thing that's a concern is that we do a lot of finger pointing in our country. We've got Democrats and Republicans pointing fingers at each other. We've got teachers and schools pointing fingers at parents and parents pointing fingers back at teachers. And what I'm missing is people stepping up to the plate and saying, I'm going to take responsibility for this. This is going to be my sacrifice. This is what I'm going to do to fix the issue, fix the problem. And it's that personal sense of responsibility that I'm feeling like there's a little bit of a lack of right now.
How do you change that?
You know, I think that it was going to require a little bit of sacrifice. You know, we don't talk in terms of that anymore. You know, John F. Kennedy once said, ask not what you can do for what the country can do for you, but what you can do for the country. We don't talk like that. Our leaders don't talk like that. We need to be thinking about us. We need to be thinking about, what can I do? What can I contribute? What can my family do? And that might mean that my family needs to do things like say no, set boundaries and expectations for our own children, keep ourselves within a budget, resist the pressures that we have in terms of commercial media and commercial advertising to buy more, buy now, where we end up running into credit card debt, where we end up running into things we can't afford but we have, those sorts of things.
So it sounds like you're saying there's really not a political solution.
Politics aren't going to solve our problems. We as individuals will solve our problems. There is a role for government. There's a great role for our political leaders, but on an individual level, on a family level, and what will ultimately trickle back up to a government level is us taking our own personal responsibility. And when we do that and we get that down right, then we can hold our leaders accountable and say, we're sacrificing, we're saying no. What are you doing?
If we make the changes that you're talking about, if we see more self-discipline, more saying yes to no, how does that improve our community? How does it change what you do?
It's leading to more self-discipline, and self-discipline, the research is showing, is twice as an important predictor of success as raw intelligence. We are going to need a future generation of workers who are self-disciplined. They're going to be competing for jobs with the 6 to 7 billion people who live on the planet, and not just the 300 million people living in the United States. We need the best, the brightest, but we also need the most hardworking. And that's where we can get to if we can really embrace this idea of saying yes to no. If we can escape this entitlement trap that says, I deserve to have what I want when I want it, and if we can buckle down, delay a little bit of gratification and work hard, ultimately 10, 15, 20 years from now, what we're experiencing right now, the budget crisis that we're talking about, is a blip on the radar, and we go back and we laugh at it. I think that we can get there. I think in the short term it won't be easy, but I absolutely believe it's possible.